Hi everyone, I'm Sandie La Nae. Welcome to Psychic Creations. We have a very interesting show for you today. In the metaphysical world, there is a special ability titled being empathic. An empath is a person who can psychically tune in to the emotional experiences of a person, place, or animal. In other words, highly developed empathy is a psychic ability to sense the emotions of others, no matter how physically near or far away the individual may be. It can be challenging for empaths to function healthily in society if they are unaware that they have this sensitivity, often choosing to be alone. I would like to share information on the traits of the empath in this lecture. And in so doing, upon hearing these behaviors and characteristics, perhaps it will be discovered that you have empathic abilities. At the end of the section on empathic traits, I will convey particular methods on how empaths can shield themselves to become and remain emotionally safe. Number 1, choosing to be alone. I would like to share information on the traits of the empath in this lecture. And in so doing, upon hearing these behaviors and characteristics, perhaps it will be discovered that you have empathic abilities. At the end of the section on empathic traits, I will convey particular methods on how empaths can shield themselves to become and remain emotionally safe. Number 1. Empaths just know things without being told. It's a knowing that goes way beyond intuition or gut feelings. However, there is no easy way to describe this just knowing. Empaths just know. Number 2, being in public places, especially in very crowded spaces, can be overwhelming. These locations can fill the empath with turbulently vexed emotions that are exuding from others. At times, feeling all these mixed emotions, empaths will take them on as their own, which becomes an unbearable emotional weight on the empath. It is advisable for empaths to try and avoid heavily crowded conditions. Number 3, watching, seeing, or hearing violence, cruelty, or tragedy on TV, in photo, or in text. Along this line, empaths have a strong intolerance to narcissism. Although kind and often very tolerant of others, empaths do not like to be around overly egotistical people who put themselves first and refuse to consider others' feelings or points of view other than their own. On the flip side, however, empaths can be excellent listeners. They love to learn and know about others and will show genuine caring and compassion. An empath won't talk about themselves much unless it's someone they truly, really trust. Then, being highly expressive in all areas of emotional connections, empaths usually talk openly and, at times, quite frankly. Now, it can take a while for empaths to handle or acknowledge a compliment, for they are more inclined to point out another's positive attributes instead. Number 5. If picking up physical symptoms off another, an empath will frequently develop their ailments such as colds, flus, body aches and pains, even if the empath is not in proximity of the person. Also, the empath will frequently suffer from digestive disorders and lower back problems, anomalies due to being an empath. 2. Empaths frequently suffer constant fatigue. This is due to other people's energies draining an empath, and those people are known as energy vampires. I will talk more about this later. As well, empaths can develop an addictive personality, be it alcohol, drugs, sex, or food, to name a few. It is a form of self-protection in order to hide from or to block out the emotions of others. To continue on with food, Empaths are prone to carry weight without necessarily overeating. The excess weight is a form of protection to stop the negative incoming energies from having as much impact. But empaths can sense the energy of food. Many don't eat meat or poultry because they can feel the vibrations of the animal, even if they like the taste of the food. Number 6. An empath is always looking out for the underdog. Anyone who is suffering emotionally or physically quickly draws an empath's attention and compassion. Number 7. Empaths are drawn to healing, holistic therapies, and all things metaphysical and paranormal, and anything of a supernatural nature is also of keen interest. These curiosities help empaths become part of the collective consciousness. I will speak more on this term later. Number 8. Creative abilities or interests such as singing, dancing, creating music, acting, writing, or being an artist on any level is a trait an empath will exhibit. In regards to music, empaths enjoy a broad variety to suit their many expressive temperaments. Song lyrics can produce powerful effects, especially if they are relevant to a recent experience. Empaths can become lost in music to the point of being in a trance-like state, becoming one with the music. Many empaths have described this feeling as a time when all else around them is next to non-existent. In regards to stage or movies, an empathic actor will captivate the audience through expressing keen emotions as though they really did experience the role they are portraying. Or they will lose the audience entirely. Empaths make outstanding actors, even if that type of outstanding is atrocious. Empaths can be excellent authors and storytellers due to an endless imagination, inquisitive minds, and ever-expanding knowledge. Many empaths become the keepers of ancestral knowledge and are the family historians. Writing information in journals or on computer programs, empaths are the ones who listen to the stories passed down, keeping all notations, especially for a family tree. To add here, a deep love of nature and animals is an essential part of an empath's life. Being outdoors in nature and having many pets is a must for empaths, as flora and fauna are needed emotional healing agents, and animals are attracted to the love, warmth, and genuine compassion of empathic humans. Number 9. A need for solitude. An empath will go stir crazy if they don't get quiet time. But on the other hand, an empath will get easily bored or distracted if not stimulated. Work, school, and home life has to be kept interesting for an empath, or they switch off from it and end up doodling or daydreaming. Empaths love to daydream. They can stare into space for hours, blissfully happy in a world of their own. But empaths also like adventure, freedom, and travel, as empaths are free spirits. Because of this, routines, rules, or control are imprisoning for an empath. Anything that takes away their freedom is debilitating to them. Number 10. An empath will find it impossible to do things they don't enjoy. To an empath, a certain unenjoyable task feels like they are living a lie by doing so. Forcing an empath to do something they dislike through guilt or labeling them as idle will only serve in making them very unhappy. Sadly, it's for this reason many empaths get labeled as being lazy. Number 11. Empaths will strive for the truth. Anything untruthful will feel horribly wrong to them. Along this line, a constant journey of research and looking for answers and knowledge is what an empath endeavors. To have unanswered questions can be quite frustrating for an empath. If they do happen to have knowledge about something, looking for confirmation is their next step. The downside to this particular trait is that many times gaining so much knowledge at one time can lead to information overload. Number 12. Usually an empath will not choose to buy antiques, vintage, or secondhand items because anything that's been pre-owned carries the energy of the previous owner. An empath prefers to have brand new things because they have no residual energy. Of course, this trait, like all spoken of, have gray areas. I love antiques. I just metaphysically cleanse the heck out of them upon purchase to rid any residual energy. Also, empaths abhor clutter as it makes them feel weighted down. So it is advisable for an empath to be careful with owning numerous possessions. Number 13. Empaths can appear moody, shy, aloof, or disconnected. Depending on how an empath is feeling will depend on what face they show to the world. They can be prone to mood swings if they've taken on too much negative energies from others, and they will appear quiet or unsocial, even miserable. Most empaths detest having to pretend to be happy when they're sad, as this only adds to their emotional heaviness and can make them feel like hiding under a rock. But on the flip side, empaths are usually outgoing, bubbly, enthusiastic, and a joy to be in the presence of. These reasons are why many individuals gravitate to an empath. Also, empaths are not easily surprised or shocked and are highly humorous, usually at the most unusual moments. Number 14. Empaths have a tendency to feel what is outside of them more so than what is inside. This can cause empaths to ignore their own needs, such as medical care or spiritual aid, or prompt themselves towards that very important and healing alone time. Number 15. An empath is nonviolent and non-aggressive and leans more towards being the peacemaker. Any area filled with disharmony creates an uncomfortable feeling in and for an empath. If they find themselves in the middle of a confrontation, they will endeavor to settle the situation as quickly as possible. Usually, empaths will strive to avoid any and all hostile conflicts. Number 16. Empaths frequently experience déjà vu, synchronicities, and coincidences. These connections can promote a feeling of euphoria as empaths identify with them, appreciating the bond to and with their empathic nature. Number 17. For those in the work world, empaths have an ability to feel the days of the week. For example, an empath will get that variety happy feeling if they work on Fridays or not. They pick up on how the collective are feeling. The first couple of days of a long weekend can feel to them like the world is smiling by feeling calm and relaxed. But Sunday evenings, Mondays, and Tuesdays of a work week can leave an empath feeling very heavy, perhaps sluggish in any activity. Well, don't we all, though? Now, if you feel familiar with and can say, yes, I have these traits, to most or all of the behaviors and characteristics spoken about, then you are definitely an empath. And I'm sure that you can relate to many instances and occurrences in your life when empathic abilities were at their sharpest. At those times, perhaps life was a major challenge for you. And so, in this next part, I'm going to talk about how to shield and protect yourself from the world. Something empaths need to learn and, importantly, need to live. First, recognize that you are indeed an empath. This may seem rather obvious to some, but many people get confused. Being an empath and feeling what others are feeling is all about you being part of a larger consciousness. As an empath, you have managed to tap into the collective consciousness, which is why you are able to feel what others around you are feeling. Please note that being an empath is not a bad thing, however, as you are able to feel the positive emotions as well as the negative emotions. Which leads me to relay, when you feel negative emotions of those around you, take that feeling for what it is. No judgment, no conclusions, and turn it into a positive energy. Next, send that positive energy back to the person having the bad hair day. I know this might be easier said than done, but here is an example. Someone inside a store in a mall is sad or angry because an item they very badly wanted only came in sizes that didn't fit. You can feel their emotions. So what you do is turn that reaction into a positive energy by telepathically telling this person the same item is in a store next door, more likely with their size, and $10 cheaper. Believe me, you sending this positive energy to the person does filter in, and they will discover the better sized and better priced item. Now, this is a very important shielding factor. Drop the energy vampires. I'm sure you know there are people who feel the need to lower the energy level of others around them in order to gain attention, sympathy, or control. And they do. These are energy vampires. Because they are enmeshed in their own self-satisfaction and self-serving modes, the best action for an empath is to steer clear of these people, as no positive energy sent to them will help. Empaths do not need this kind of toxic energy brought forth by toxic people anywhere around them whatsoever. If you can't get away from this type of personality, such as in a work situation, you can feel protected by imagining being in a healthy and calming clear bubble, as it will repel negative energy, and most importantly, you will feel safe. Speak the truth to yourself and to others. When doing so, you are effectively cleansing yourself to make room for more pure energy, and you are doing the same with others in helping them. Now, I'm not talking about being cruel in your truth, but being tactfully honest, especially with people who ask for your opinion, because they are the souls who really do want the straightforward and trustworthy truth. On the metaphysical level, empaths raising their awareness to tap into the collective consciousness is in order to help themselves and help others. A collective conscious is a set of shared beliefs, ideas, and moral attitudes which operate as a unifying force within society. A helpful method to raise consciousness is to meditate or even concentrate for 15 minutes a day. Simply sit, relax, and try to mentally let go of everything. Think of this method as a shower for your mind, clearing and cleansing your energy in order to tap into the pure energy of the collective consciousness. On a physical level, A nice, relaxing Epsom salt bath will not only relax the empath's mind, but the muscles as well. Empaths can carry the tension of the day in their entire bodies, and Epsom salts have an anti-inflammatory property, which makes this type of bath a perfect soak at the end of the day. To regroup your emotions and also cleanse away any residual negative energies, two methods of doing so are through massage and/or acupuncture. A massage will help to work away all the negative energies that can accumulate over a period of time. This method is an added, helpful treatment to a meditation or concentration session. For those who are not entirely comfortable with the touch of someone else, another wonderful method to work away negative energies is acupuncture. This form of physical therapy uses very small needles to help influence nerves and muscles and is quite helpful in releasing negative energies that have collected on you. Remember to have personal hobbies or activities that you can escape to as a form of therapy to release negative energies and to enjoy blissful hours spending time with your talents and skills. Also, remember, alone time is very important for an empath to rejuvenate and regroup. Another type of regrouping method is journaling. Journaling provides stress relief for empaths. This practice helps to let go of all the emotions and emotional experiences of a day by writing things down. Journaling also boosts your mood and helps an empath to withstand new stressors in the future. In conclusion, being an empath is actually quite interesting, but daily experiences can lead to hourly challenges. So if you feel you are an empath, please use this lecture as an educational tool in learning about your gift, to understand the many traits of being an empath, and the methods to shield and cleanse an awesome ability. Most importantly, use this information to learn how to live being an empath. Thank you so much for watching Psychic Creations. And if you would like to be a guest on my show, you can contact me at my website, which is www.sandiepsychicstones.com. Thank you for watching Psychic Creations, and we'll see you next show.